I'm behind today because I went to go see Oppenheimer. I went Saturday, but I had to leave the theater early in the movie because I had something else I had to do. So I ended up, man, dude, matter of fact, check this out. I ended up buying a ticket to see Oppenheimer on Saturday. That was gonna be my Saturday. And, you know, I'm gonna kick it later on, you know, with one of my friends. But I ended up leaving. But I ended up getting a ticket to the wrong theater. But they accommodated me at Imagine. I'm in Michigan, so Imagine theaters are great. They like way better than AMC. But they used to be like what AMC was back in the day. I had to leave, so I went back today after my workout. Right after my workout right next to the theater, went to see it. Christopher Nolan might be the GOAT. Did the Batman movies, a lot of shit. That was a great movie about Oppenheimer. And IMDb, I think that's the name of it, gave it 10 out of 10. It was a great movie. I mean, even had Josh Peck in there from Drake and Josh. I think it was a number of people in there, man. I think of Mark Wahlberg. I can't get him and the other guy mixed up. One of them was the general or whatever, but I'm not getting calling everybody's name that was in it, but it was a good. I don't want to butcher nobody's name or whatever, but the guy that played Oppenheimer, I forget his name. Great job. Robert Downey Jr. was in it. But the guy that played Oppenheimer did a great job. The guy that played Albert Einstein did a great job. And it just gives you a look at science and politics. That's what it gives you a good look at, science and politics. And what's so funny about it is just how he did it. Like, I'm in, like, if you in like action and you ain't into mentally nutritionist food or nutritionist content, this won't be for you. And I'm starting to like the show. I just started watching it called Suits on Netflix too. The lawyer show, that seemed to be a really good show too, FYI. But yeah, I like learning and looking at historical movies and stuff. And that's what that was, and the way they time framed it, the way he, you know, added the dramatic scenes to the movie, you know, and you know, whoever did The Social Network about the Facebook movie, that was another great one too, how they did it. And you know, it just lets you know, man, how scurvy politics really is. And Robert Downey Jr. did his thing in that movie too. It just let, oh man, that's what I get. I done got off at the wrong thing. But they did a great job in this movie acting. But it lets you know how politics really is, bro. Like, they will eat their young just to get at you. You know, they will eat their young just to get you. And that's what it is. You know? And you gotta watch every move that you make. And at the end of the movie, because it starts off with you know, Oppenheimer starting in school and getting some advice from one of the guys that's lecturing about where they gonna go, where his voice can be heard at. But he ended up taking a job, I think at like Caltech and Cal Berkeley, and that, you know, he had 2 jobs there. And what ended up happening, what actually ends up happening is that Albert Einstein said something to him at the job interview with, you know, Robert Downey Jr. character about taking a job at the college. He was starting a new physics, some neurophysics program. I ain't gonna get into particulars. I ain't know into science like that these days. And after he talks with Albert Einstein, Einstein kind of gives Robert Downey Jr. a look, and he's like, "What did you tell Albert?" He said, "There's nothing just between us." And Robert Downey Jr. character held that look over Oppenheimer's head because he felt that Oppenheimer said something bad about him to Albert Einstein. Now remember, that's in the beginning of the movie. You don't get to see what Albert Einstein said. You don't get to see what Einstein said until after the movie. So that's another great, time placement and direction of the movie. Because with Albert Einstein, if you see what Albert Einstein telling him in the beginning, then it don't make the movie that so bad. And basically what's going on is he basically trying to fight for his security clearance, which they had a hard time giving him because of his political views. They really didn't want to let him in on making the atomic bomb. And it's about, basically he was the head guy on the atomic bomb project that dropped in Japan and did a horrible to Japan. Because Japan was helping Germany out in the war, but then Germany basically, they bowed out, and Japan, they wasn't bowing out. But if Japan knew what they had made, then Japan basically would have been like, nah, we'll bow out. But the thing around Oppenheimer was if he was a communist. Now, he donated money to, to certain places, but he never really had a hard political view according to the movie. He never had a hard political view. So he never really had a hard political view, and that was hard for them, and some of his views was liberal. His wife was a former communist. So they always suspected that he was an agent. Then while they was kind of building the bomb or whatever, basically they had a Russian spy, a spy, and that's how Russia got the drop. Now, them and Russia at the time, I believe they was allies, if my memory serves me correctly from the movie. But they had a spy and seeing how they made it, and that basically took off nuclear warfare. So it basically surrounded around Tommy Downey Jr. I hope I'm saying his name right. Character basically trying to destroy Oppenheimer. Right? That's pretty much, he has something against them, and they in some type of, clearance, they in security clearance, they denied his clearance. He basically rigged, it's like a mediation to get his clearance. He tried to fight it. Tommy Downey Jr. character rigged the insurance, rigged it for him not to get his security clearance, and basically they show you them kind of getting everything together to build the bomb. Getting all the scientists together. Some guys leaving, some guys not. They go out to New Mexico, this area, to build the bomb, test it, find out that it works. They celebrate, and then it basically just go into the code of ethics of, how responsible he felt and the scientists felt for doing the bomb, and that kind of drove a wedge between the politicians and the scientists. And what Robert Downey Jr. character was telling him was that, Oppenheimer turned the scientists against me and all. At the end of the day, dude, they're gonna have his back. He recruited them and all that type of stuff, and convinced a lot of them to give up 1 to 3 years of their life just to come to Santa Fe, and they build something on there. And Oppenheimer goes to me. I'm just going all over the place, but I'm kind of going in order. Still learning this movie review stuff. Camera all crooked and stuff. So Oppenheimer basically see the president and Harry S. Truman, I believe it was, and he basically was like, man, I feel like, me dropping that bomb, I got blood on my hand. And basically Truman told him, like, dude, I don't know, they don't care about who created the bomb, they care about who dropped the bomb. Get out of my office. He said, get this crybaby talking about Oppenheimer out of my office. So it's a cold world, bro. Real cold world. And so he kind of fought with the ethics, and what Robert Downey Jr. character was saying, that he knew that he wanted to be responsible. He wanted to be the face of the atomic bomb. He didn't really care about what the damage that it was going to do and none of that. I mean, they had to get Japan to submit. know? And if you about to punch somebody, you don't want to warn them that it's coming. You just don't punch them. They know y'all in war. And that pretty much changed everything, bro. And the politicians, the science, and basically what they wanted to do was chew the politicians up, chew the scientists up, and spit them out. And they all knew it. They all knew it. They all knew it. And that's the unfortunate events. And basically, he was fighting for security clearance, and at the end of the movie, you find out, spoiler, you find out what Albert Einstein told him. And him and Albert Einstein came up with the equation for, I'm guessing it was for the bomb, and he said, basically, I think we came up with the equation to basically the world self-destructing, to, a nuclear weapon that can destroy the world. And Albert told him, he said, what they're going to do is, they're going to destroy your reputation. I'm paraphrasing. They're going to destroy your reputation. Is what they're going to do. Then come back, apologize, kiss your ass, and give you a salmon and potato salad dinner, and put a medal around your neck. He told him everything that was going to happen because Albert Einstein had already been through it. He told him everything that was going to happen to him. Everything. And it's exactly how it happened. Now, another side note about the movie, I'm going to talk about this on my other channel called Free Game 89. Another side note about the movie is how strong his wife was. Now, like any great man, he had his infidelities and all that, and whatever that was. It is what it is. They want men to be monogamous, but women struggle with being monogamous. But his wife, I ain't gonna get into his love life, but his wife was strong as an ox. Like I don't want to say like strong as far, but she was strong when she had to be. But she was, she had his back. And he was shaking these dudes' hands, leaving the mediation or the clearance meeting, and these dudes was throwing him under the bus, and he was shaking their hand. And she, why the you shaking their hand? And she had a point. She had a point. But she was a ride or die. And that's an example of having a great woman by your side. Even though some of his infidelities came out in that meeting, she still didn't waver. And that's the type of woman that a man needs. Even though she didn't understand why he kept a certain integrity, why they was playing dirty in these meetings, and even though the truth, even though they spun the block on Robert Downey Jr., somebody did have his back and told the truth. But you need a woman like that on your side. Because a lot of times something happened, and that's a sign of a woman that actually love you. They don't really make women like that too much no more. Kind of like when P. Diddy got into that situation with Sean and J-Lo got the hell up out of there. But they don't really make women like that no more. I don't know what the hell this building is. I don't come over here too often. What the hell that is? But she stuck by him. And that's, as a man, that's what you need. When everything crumbling around you, you need a woman that's gonna be right there with you, by your side, and they're right there, not throwing you under the bus, not looking to cut you off at the knees, none of that. So, dope movie, man. I can't even argue with a 10 out of 10, man. Great movie, man. Everybody should win awards in that movie. Everybody did a great job, man. My type of movie. It was worth the 3-hour watch. I didn't get bored watching it. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. Check my movie review list out. Hit my link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Peace.